going? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Well, first in the chat, well done, Joe. You made it, buddy. How you going? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. We're in for a bit of fun today, and yep, as soon as we get some more in the chat, we'll be able to continue. I know there's 4 people watching, so let's see how we go. Anyway, folks, a bit of info. Today was a rather interesting day from the point of cruising. Believe in the U.S., the news out of there was some people had some struggles on a tender boat that went into the water. Don't know where, don't know how, but at the end of the day, folks, it's hump day, and we can only have a better day, right? Hump day is at the start of the week, so let's see how things go. Joe, we'll have some new content in 3 weeks' time. Yes, mate. I figured so with your trip. I'm hoping you have a great trip. And so cheers, mate. Here's my Baileys to your success of getting great new content. Anyway, coming back to what's going on in the world of cruising. Well, hump day with the ducks. You can see a bucket load of pictures behind me. Ships and memories of things that both Ilana and I did, either together or separately. And there's a couple in the bottom on this side, just down over here. David and Sue Burgess. What a couple from they live just north of Newcastle, and I want to tell you what. They're busy floating somewhere in the middle of the ocean, doing something with someone, I don't know what and who. But having an absolute ball, and I'll tell you what, come January the 2nd, 2025, I can honestly say it will be great fun cruising with them, should we be lucky enough to do that. Now, let me just say, I don't wish that this thing becomes a circumstance. What I do hope is that we do have fun and lots of success. So there we go. Oh dear, somebody's dropped something out in the passageway, and I hope that it hasn't broken or caused any harm. Anyway, let's have a look. I'm going to say that the next time I try and make a funny, well, some sort of funny joke, right? The next time I do that maybe I might be lucky enough to have one of them. Yeah, a boom tish. Anyway, yes, well, we'll see how we go. Joe is saying that it's not a trip this time. He'll be videoing a 15 to 20 truck convoy. These trucks are carrying a very vital cargo of hay to Glen Innes in the northern New South Wales. Are they taking the hay because surrounding hay has been burnt out? Or are they taking it because you never know, something else has happened? Some other significant emergency. At any rate, I'm hoping that it is all good, safe, healthy and happy stuff. All right, so we've got a nice group in the background there, and fires and drought. Oh yeah, okay. Now, well, that's not good, buddy. Hopefully the fires are under control, or get under control real soon. All right, so interestingly enough, I'm just having a look at my calendar here, and there's 41 days. You know what that 41 days is too? Yeah, well, if I said it, I'd get a few boos and ahs and really? Can't believe it. But yes, folks, there's 41 days. 42 days to a boat race. That's the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. So that would be an interesting one. If any of you guys have actually had the opportunity to go on to go and watch a Sydney to Hobart yacht race, that would be an absolute fantastic thing to do. The reason is, what happens is you get on one of these local cruisers have a lunch or whatever. But then what you do is you watch the fleet hit the starting line and make their way out the heads towards Tasmania. And it is a cruise, a yacht race. It's on the international yacht racing competition. And this cruise goes, these yachts sail from Sydney down to Hobart in roughly anywhere between 3 to 7 days. So it's quite interesting. Can be quite dangerous too, depending on the swell. But yeah, it's exciting. Joe says he's been photographing these guys at his special location on the Newell Highway. Well, that's really nice. Since 2012. Gee, that's a lot of filming. So hopefully you'll have a lot of good content on the way. So, as I was saying, in 42 days you'll be able to watch the Sydney to Hobart, and it is on the starting line is on one of the most spectacular harbours in the world, that being Sydney Harbour. And the starting point is a good way down the harbour towards the heads. So if you were lucky enough, and I think I don't have a photo, but I'm hoping that we might be fortunate when we all head down to Sydney for the DUCs cruise in 2020 for January the 2nd, 2025. I'm hoping that we can actually be there in time to actually get on a small little cruise to be able to watch the Sydney to Hobart start, that being Boxing Day, or the 26th of December, and be able to have a look and put up some photos of Sydney Harbour, which I think entails the Sydney Bridge and the Sydney Opera House as part of the shot, as the fleet of the competition make their way towards the starting line, and away they go. Joe is saying he will plenty to show. He knows the founder of the charity that does this amazing work. Well, that's incredible, Joe. Hopefully we can get to meet him too, and he can come join us on a cruise at some point, which would be absolutely ecstatic. Hang on a moment, on the wrong chat. You're on the Helping Hands for Cruising chat, possibly. So you'll slip over to the Downunder Cruises, which will be awesome, because that's where a lot of the people are at this point. All right. So, 41 days to Christmas, 46 days to New Year's Eve, 340 days to Amy's Amethyst Haze group cruise on the Carnival Breeze, heading out of, I think it's Galveston, heading out of Galveston and headed down to Progresso and Cozumel. Well, they were showing up, but on the main screen, not on that particular screen. So, but you're on the you're on the DUCs. Let me just update this because it's showing some funny displays. It's not showing all the chats, but let me just update it, and it will show us exactly who's where and what. There we go. All right, so it's just updating on the laptop. So there we go. At any rate, so we're looking at Amy's cruise, and that's going to be an amazing cruise, I can tell you, because she's got some... Oh, there we go, Joe, I can see you there. It's an amazing cruise because there are some great functions going on. Amy's got a recipient on board, so it's going to be awesome. And she's got... So that's Roxanne. So it's going to be an amazing cruise and lots of fun. Followed by that, we've got the DUCs cruise in 414 days. Can you believe it? We were talking about 700 days as we were looking beforehand, but 414 days on the DUCs cruise. So we just wait and see how things progress with that one. we are trying to get a recipient on board. There's a couple of things we're trying to tidy up beforehand, but there we go. Joe is saying it was not showing at his end, but now he's on the correct page. So you must have had 2 devices going there, mate. But it's good to see you in any of our chats. Looking good. All right. Followed by the Ducks cruise. Oh, all right. Okay, so let me just bring this up. I think you'll find this awesome. Bits of info on that particular cruise. Ilana took some photos. Ilana and I took some photos. For example, that guard in Fiji, we actually took photos of that. That was an exciting trip that we went on there, and I can tell you now that for those that join us on our group cruise, it's going to be an absolute ball when we get there. The next cruise that we've got happening after that is in 577 days, and that's the Ocean to Ocean. Bruce from Ocean to Ocean. It's his group cruise going from Seattle up through to Alaska. I can tell you that one is a bucket list one for us. And yes, what an amazing cruise to be going on. Folks, you want to definitely be popping into that one. It will be an amazing one. Joe's saying he does the helping hands for cruising on Tuesdays and ducks on Wednesdays. Mate, that is perfect. That's exactly the way it should be done. And appreciate it when you're on both at any point in time. So if we've got people on both, that's amazing. And I know that there are 4 in the chat, so there are a couple of people in both channels. So, and we went up to gusts of 6, so we keep on going. We keep on hoping that everybody will be joining in and having fun with us as we talk about cruising and what else is happening. Now, we do have another cruise coming up after that, and that's the Rock and Roll group cruise at this, or Rock and Roll tribute cruise. At this particular point in time, we're not exactly sure which ship and which place, but that's going to be happening soon, I believe. I've been told. Information soon. But we've got a rock and roll cruise coming up, so we just got to figure out when that's going to happen. Okay, so now some of the cruises that we've had a look at, guys. The first cruise we went on was on a ship that has now been transferred to P&O Australia. The ship was called the Golden Princess. And the Golden Princess has now become the Pacific Adventurer, I believe. And that cruise went from Melbourne to New Zealand. And it was our first look at New Zealand. And the thing that I remember the most about that particular cruise, and that's what, first of all, that cruise is what got us hooked into cruising. But what I remember most about that particular cruise is when we sailed into Milford Sound. Having a look at the fjord in Milford Sound, we were escorted by a pod of dolphins. And that was just absolutely amazing. Can you imagine this? You look over the side of the ship, and there you see this pod of dolphins swimming and breaching and swimming and just enjoying the time with you and giving you a great escort. It was awesome. We really loved it. We really appreciated the opportunity. You know, the world is a beautiful place. Too bad people are stuffing it up. Anyway, the next reminder for me was actually going into Port Chalmers, which was after Milford Sound. We went in through some of the other sounds, the Doubtful Sound, and then ended up in Port Chalmers. And I can tell you, Port Chalmers is a quaint little town, just south of a place called Dunedin. Dunedin is the university town. It was a brilliant trip. Both Ilana and I absolutely enjoyed that cruise no end. And you know what? Anybody who wants to do that cruise coming out of Melbourne, you know what? Please do it. Go and have a ball. Now, look, this is to all the people who are across the pond. If you are thinking of coming down under, and hey, we want you to come down under, but if you're thinking of coming down under, my suggestion to you is please don't just come for a cruise. Come, spend some time down here. This place is so big. If you come down under, you're basically going to be looking at, to my way of reckoning, about a month. Yes, Joe, that was New Zealand I was talking about. So we went to Port Chalmers, which was Dunedin. We then went up to Akaroa. We then went, my order might be wrong, but we went to Akaroa. We went to Gisborne. We went to Wellington, Auckland. Auckland was our last stop for New Zealand. There was another place, Akaroa. Oh gosh. Anyway, it'll hit me later on. But you know what? At the end of the day, we went in there. We looked at this fantastic little country, and then Australia's eighth state. But this country, they call us the Western. You can't go into Christchurch, Joe. Christchurch does not have a harbour that you can go into. You can go to Napier, where they ship you up to Christchurch. But our ship didn't pull in there. And it was just a little bit after the earthquake that they had. So Christchurch was in a very difficult position. But having said that, you know what? New Zealand is an awesome place. And one of the best things about cruising is that it gives you a taste of a country, so that if you do decide to take a vacation in that particular country, like for example New Zealand, you can then go ahead and, you know what, organise a camper van or a trailer, as you guys say, or a mobile home, and just drive down. Start off at the top end, Auckland, and then just drive your way down, take the ferry across and drive down the South Island. So you want to do the North Island, look at all the beauty, the scenery there, jump onto the ferry with your vehicle, go down, and then just tour your way down to the south. It is absolutely exquisite. And then you might just drop the vehicle off in Christchurch and fly back out to Melbourne or Wellington, whichever. But it is absolutely exquisite country. The only thing wrong with New Zealand is that it's got more sheep than people, which is not a bad thing. Don't tell that to the Kiwis. They will get upset. No, it's gorgeous country. And at the end of the day, you know what? You have the most fun you can. Invercargill is absolutely unbelievable. That whole country is just, it's just, what can I say? It is just scenic, absolutely scenic. So the Interlander is the ferry between the islands. Yes, it is. And the good news is it gives you the opportunity to come on to the territory and just have a look. That's what cruising does. It gives you an eye-opener so that you can then decide, yep, that's where my next vacation's going to be. So for us, our next cruise was doing the South Pacific. We were on another princess ship. That was the Sun Princess, and the Sun Princess went to God. Well, you know that thing called Voldemort happened, and the Sun Princess was then retired. But before that, we were on it. It was a beautiful ship. It's smaller than the Golden Princess, which is about what Ilana loves. We sailed out of Sydney. From Sydney, we went to pretty much the same route we're going to be doing with the Celebrity Edge. But the good news was it gave us an opportunity to actually taste the waters. We had an opportunity to go to Mystery Island. Mystery Island is absolutely an exquisite place. So we went snorkeling there, and you get carried by the current around the place. It's fantastic. You know what, Joe? You're pretty close. There are 6 in the chat, and you're the only one communicating with me. It's par for the course on a Wednesday, especially when we go into daylight saving and they drop out. If there's no daylight saving, we got Jimmy and I are having a chat. So they're in daylight, we're out of daylight. Our stars align. But that's cool, buddy. You know what? You and I are having a great chat, and anybody else who comes in, and the good news is that a live stream like this, it's not only just the live stream that we got operating, but people come back in and they watch the replay, and they'll comment, and the more we do, the better it is. And of course, we need to get some video out. I haven't done video for a while, but I think now that things are starting to settle down work-wise, I'll be able to spend a bit more time getting some more video out, which is cool. But you know what? Hey, you're here. People are here. They're watching and enjoying my monologue, as well as my drinking of this lovely Baileys, which I haven't had for a while. I drink my Baileys neat. But there we go. Yes, so doing the South Pacific, especially out of Sydney, the thing for us was we got onto the Sun Princess in White Bay in Sydney. The ship then pulled away from the port, or from the dock, and then proceeded underneath the coat hanger, you know, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and you just look up and you hope to God that the funnel doesn't scrape along underneath the bridge. It's an amazing trip. Just going out, and then you go past the dirty big fat ship that's at the passenger terminal, which is just on your right hand side. So you've gone under the bridge, the passenger terminal, and then diagonally in front of you is the Sydney Opera House. And the whole of Circular Quay comes to a grinding halt while you busy sail your way through. It's awesome. It's an amazing view. You've actually got to do it. Joe is saying that he likes his Bailey with ice and milk. The problem with ice for me is that it waters it down a bit. I just like my Baileys neat. The same way I like my scotch, or most alcohol I drink neat. Occasionally I might mix it, you know, like rum and coke, Bundy and coke or whatever, but generally I don't like the fizzies. It's either neat or nothing, nada. But then there's some people that water it down, so there you go. Okay, so down through to the South Pacific. South Pacific trip is always going to be a 14 to 15 day trip, especially when you take in New Caledonia, Vanuatu, and Fiji. And Fiji, there's generally 2 to 3 ports. When we went, it was far too windy for us. And so we skipped out on one of the 3 ports that was in Fiji. This time we're going there. We're not going to go to 3 Fiji ports. We're only doing 2. But we certainly are hoping for an interesting time. And what was absolutely amazing was when we pulled on the Sun Princess. There was another ship that came in. Was the Pacific Princess? The ship that was known as the Love Boat, the original Love Boat. Well, that was doing a round the world trip, and that ship pulled in behind ours in Suva, and that was amazing. That was fun. They left before we did because they were continuing with their round the world trip. And the people that were on there, we met a couple of people that were on there in a when Ilana and I were busy walking around, and we went into a hotel there, and this person was this couple happened to be, it was mother and daughter. They were on that cruise, and they happened to be in the same hotel looking at the view. It was amazing. So we had a bit of a chat with them, and they were absolutely having a fantastic time. Their ship pulled out of Suva before we did, and we had an absolute ball. So did they. So there you go. You know, it's fun is fun. Okay, so the next cruise we did after that, well, we booked a couple of cruises. We booked one, and then we had to move it out for a bit. So we did. We moved it out. It was going to be on the Majestic Princess. And what happened was this bloody pandemic came out, and obviously everything got cancelled purely because of the pandemic. And then the next thing is time ticked, and we thought, you know what, let's book a cruise. So we did our Carnival Horizon cruise last year in October. And that went down really well because that was the inaugural cruise where we got to spend time with Kenny, and we got to spend time with Raphael from Visos Travel, and Darian from Magnificent Germany with Darian, and Sarah and Glenn from Travel Tour Taste. And then also we caught up with Matt and Kimbra from Fantastic Cruising, Donovan and Jody from Ivy on the Wayside. My goodness me. There was Dewey from Dewey's Adventures. There was, I'm trying to remember, Crystal from Destination Delight. We had Ron from Ron Sees America. Eric from Eric Travelling with Eric B. And then we also had Michael Ann from Michael Ann Spoilt Mama. And who else was there? Did I mention everybody? Hope I did. Who else was there? Of course, Kenny from a.k.a. Fordman, a.k.a. Kenneth Oakes. Oh, Amy. Amy was on that cruise, which was brilliant. We also had Danny Griswold and his kids. And that was awesome because it was a nice surprise. He was, some of us weren't expecting him to turn up, and he did, which was absolutely brilliant. And then we had also, who else did we have? Larry from Plum Travellers. We were hoping to have Larry and Ananda, but all we got was Larry. So that was all right. We enjoyed that. That was good fun. And then we had, who else did we have? I think that was everybody. I think. Oh, we also had Us and More from, that was Heather and Dwight from Us and More. And a couple of others. There were some people who came along. So they had fun. We had fun. It was a good time. We had a good time on the cruise, and it was a good inaugural. And then after that, we did a cruise on the Grand Princess. That was with Mum and Dad, and that was their first cruise. That was March of this year. It's an interesting year that we've had. So March of this year, Mum and Dad came on their first cruise. It was absolutely exciting. So The only problem was I think Dad's got a thing against travelling because every time anybody makes a plan to travel, he comes down with something. So, no, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But yeah, I think they both enjoyed it. They both had fun. And it was a good time because we had the family together. It was my sister, and she came on board with a friend of hers. And it was Ilana and I and my mum and dad. So the six of us, and we had an absolute ball. Unfortunately, our kids couldn't join us because of that, the next cruise payment plan. You call it work. I call it the next cruise payment plan. Yeah, so some of us actually had the next cruise payment plan to go to, and obviously there was fun there. G'day, Shaz and Gaz. Oh, that's right. You guys were on the Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise as well, the Carnival Horizon. Sorry about that. How could I forget you guys? Seriously, how could I forget? Especially, how could I forget Gaz? Now, by the way, Sharon, what are you doing up at this time of the night? And so Joe's saying g'day to you guys, so that's awesome. Yeah, so having mum and dad on there was also quite good. It was fun. They actually got their eyes open to what we were doing and enjoyed it. It was only 3 days, but you know what? It was 3 days of fun. A memory that none of us can ever forget. Yep, the next step is we'll have to just see when we can do that again. Yeah. So, with that all in mind, with all these cruises coming up, people are going to have lots of fun. I know that Roxy's going to have an absolute ball because I know that Shaz and Gaz will be on there, as will Michael Ann, as will Amy, obviously, because it's Amy's cruise. So Roxy's going to have an absolute ball. Joe is saying memories are best made when family is involved. Mate, you are so right. You are so right. Because I know that, especially with mum and dad, time is limited. So we want to make as many memories as we can. And hopefully it's good memories for them. And I know that it'll be awesome memories for us. So we need to do that. And so do they. Hi, Joe from Cruising Sim. So there you go, folks. That's what it's all about. Having fun, making memories, and what better way to make memories than jump on a cruise ship, because when you jump on that cruise ship, your everything is included. You get on board the cruise ship, you go, you take your suitcase, you unpack it, and there you are for the next 7, 10, 12, 15, 20 days, however long. And you know what? You just have relaxed time. I know that the Burjos are relaxing on that cruise of theirs. I know for a fact that Dave will go out on the balcony, stick his feet out over the edge of the balcony, and just let the sea breeze and the water splash come and hit his feet while he's busy sipping on a stubby or a something else. So there we go. Joe is saying that some of his best childhood memories involve travelling with Dad, Mum and his brother. One of the best trips was an Easter trip down to Canberra where they stayed at this gorgeous resort. Yeah, do you remember what the resort was? G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Just got home and look who's on. Yup, tis me, mate. So we were just reminiscing about, I was just reminiscing about cruises that I've been on, all our cruises, and time with my mum and dad in March, which was an awesome cruise. And looking forward to future events where family can get together. And that's what Joe was talking about as well. So there you go. Jonesy has things in Tassie. 14 degrees right now with 71% humidity. Joe is saying, yes, it was the Gold Coast tourist resort of Nichols, just off the Barton Highway. So what did you guys do? Swim, kick the ball, play, throw the frisbee, throw the boomerang, whatever. Did you have a load of fun? Stream Elements has popped in. G'day, Stream Elements. And they're saying Helping Hands for Cruising Facebook page is that link. Please donate to help special needs people go on a cruise. Direct PayPal link is that one. But obviously, folks, as you can see, there are two different PayPal links. The one on this hand over here, if you click on that link, you'll be asked to pay AUD, Australian dollars. If you click on that link over there, you'll be asked to pay in USD. So there you go. Joe is saying we had to go over to a pub across from the resort. It was bucketing down rain and we got drenched. The publican got us towels so we could dry off. Mate, what a memory. I can tell you on the first cruise, the thing that I remember the most was us going and having dinner with a couple, with a bloke who was trying to befriend all the married people that he could find on board the cruise. It was quite funny. Happy saying g'day to Jonesy. Excuse me. Jonesy is saying was awesome yesterday. Was swimming in Bass Strait and West Beach Burnie. It was awesome, mate. That sounds exciting. Was the water cold though? Because your water comes directly from the Arctic, isn't it? From the Antarctic. So there we go. Jonesy saying g'day to Joe. Yeah. So all good things happen, right? All exciting things. You know, you never know what changes there could be, how life grows, people you meet, what memories you make. You know, how you are actually portrayed or seen in the world. That becomes an interesting one. Anyway, here's to all of you folk who are planning a cruise. So I believe that right now with the rock and roll cruise there are some changes. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but we will be notified shortly. It's about the cruise and the number of bands that we will be having on board, but I'm not sure of all the details. We'll have to see. And of course, that will definitely make a bucket load of memories. Joe is saying here he has a lot of memories. He also has a lot of memories from traveling solo, with one of the best memories was getting snotted by a dolphin. OMG, that was bloody hilarious. How did you manage to get snotted by a dolphin? Seriously. Jonesy is saying best it's been since he's been there, or he's acclimatizing. Is the water warm or is it cold? Or is the air cold? Joe, he has a lot of memories. He also has a lot of memories. Are you repeating that? Yep. So tell us, mate, how did you get snotted by a dolphin? You're saying it's hilarious. We want to know, how the hell was it hilarious? We might want to get snotted by the same dolphin. Or maybe can we snot the dolphin? I don't know. We'll see how we go. It's all part of the fun. I know that Amy is just on a cruise, or has just gone on a cruise, or is just about to cruise. I know Kenny's about to finish his cruise fairly soon, or has finished it. So yeah, the good news is there's lots of good things happening. All right, let's have a look. It was an in-water interaction at a marine park in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. He got the opportunity to feel her for exhaling. Ah, okay. And did you cover her blowhole too much, and she couldn't breathe or whatever? Jonesy is saying no. You will have to come over and try it for yourself. Is that a threat? Or is that a request? I have to go over. I mean, I've never been to Tassie, so it's definitely on the cards for me to do at some point. But my question to you is, are you telling me or are you asking me? Stream Elements is saying, we'd like to thank all of you who have donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we can have more recipients joining us on our next cruises. And one of the ways that you can get involved with Helping Hands for Cruising is to check us out on our website, www.helpinghands4cruising.org. And Jonesy's saying it's an offer. Mate, would definitely take up the offer, just as a matter of when. Joe is saying that he held his hand about 3 centimetres above her blowhole. And then what? She snotted you? Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I would dearly love to spend some time in the water with a dolphin. I would dearly love to come down and have a look at Tassie. It is on the bucket list. Tassie's not that far, but it's a matter of making time. So we'll do that. Jonesy, are you around Christmas, New Year? Let's see. You never know. Stranger things could happen. Ilana might say to me, I've had enough. Let's go and visit Jonesy in Tassie. Joe is saying you guys can swim with them in the wild with Paul Perot wild dolphin swims. That's incredible. Jonesy goes, yep. So if you guys are around, you never know. We might just, if the opportunity presents itself, we might see if we can pop down and have a look-see. How many days was Kenny's cruise? That's a very good question, Shaz. I think it was a 7-day cruise. I think. I'm not sure. But I could be wrong. You know who might know is Crystal. So there we go, because I think she was the one that booked it for him. Anyway, Shaz, what's young Gaz doing at this particular point in time? Is he fast asleep? Like you should be. Hang on, let me see what the time is. For you guys there. Okay, so, oh my goodness me, it's 3 something. Oh, there you go. Okay. Joe is saying there's a place up here called Dolphin Swim Australia. They're based out of Port Stephens. They do the same thing Paul Perot does. Oh, that's cool. So what, is it all with wild dolphins, or do they have any in captivity? Aussie as Shazza and Gaza. That's it. I'm trying to turn the cruising scene into good old Aussies, you know, because I would like them to come down for our group cruise. So I'm getting them into the habit. Shaz and Gaz. Shazza and Gaza. What can I say? Yeah, it's all exciting. Okay, so okay. So, yeah, so with the next cruises coming up, there should be a lot of fun. Now, I know that a lot of people are talking about cruises they've been on, and a couple were talking about, there were a couple of cruises that happened fairly close to each other. They would have overridden, not one before the other, but, well, it was. One did go before the other, but it was sort of like overridden in the middle. And that was, the first one was the non-group group cruise. What a confusing name. But basically, it was a group of people that a group of content creators who went on board the same cruise ship. They didn't call it it was the Carnival Glory, I believe. No, it wasn't. I think it was the Celebration. They were on the Celebration, and they had an absolute ball. It was a non-group group cruise, so it was actually a group cruise, but they were saying that they weren't having a group cruise, but they were having fun anyway. And they there were quite a number. There were people like Eric B, Darian again, Nurse Nancy, Nautical Nurse Nancy. There was Destination Fun. No, there wasn't. She was on another cruise. But there were a whole host of big names that were on this particular cruise, and they had an absolute ball. And then while they were coming back into Miami, there was another group that went out of New Orleans, of which Jimmy from the Astute Tourist was one of them, and they all sailed out of New Orleans through to the other part of the Caribbean as well, and they had an absolute ball too. So that was fun. Joe is saying exactly what it is. He loves to go at Dolphin Swim Australia. If he can lose some weight, he's going to use that as a main goal and reward. Hey, Joe, you know the best way to lose weight? I'll tell you how. All you need to do is you need to run around the block 1,000 times, then kick the block back under your bed. There you go. Jonesy is saying first one arrived today. It was the Nordstrom or the something like that. The Noordam, the Holland America ship, I believe. So who's in port right now? Out of Brizzy, today being the 15th, out of Brizzy there was nothing, but tomorrow the encounter of, Friday, there'll be the Quantum of the Seas, followed by the Pacific Encounter on Saturday. Out of Melbourne right now, so we had, let me see, we had the Grand Princess today. Tomorrow the Disney Wonder comes back in, and a Coral Princess will be on Saturday. Out of Sydney right now, they had the Royal Princess today, and the Brilliance of the Seas comes in tomorrow. Friday. Brilliance of Seas comes in on Friday, as well as the Pacific Adventure. Now, the Pacific Adventure is going to be going underneath the bridge to White Bay, and the Brilliance of the Seas is going to be at the Overseas Passenger Terminal, so that's going to be amazing. Lots of fun in the sun, folks. Australia's cooking with cruises. So for those of you that are across the pond, come on down, come check us out, come spend some time, come have some fun. If you go to, if you're going to sail out at Brizzy, make sure you do spend some time at Australia Zoo. If you're going to sail out of Melbourne, make sure you do spend a bit of time down in Tassie as well as around Melbourne or Victoria, our state. And like I said before, please do not use your trip down here just to jump on a cruise ship. You will not have seen Australia. You would probably have seen your cruise port. That's about it. My suggestion would be come down here at least a couple of weeks before and just go around and have a look at this country. It's huge. It's beautiful. All you need to do is ask Joe and Jonesy, and they will agree with you as much as I can. Even though that we're in different parts of the country, but this country is just so huge, just so amazing. You've got to experience it. Landmass wise, we are just as big, if not bigger than the U.S. So, superimpose Australia on the U.S., we cover you. Literally, right? In fact, we're bigger than you. We're a whole island. We're a whole continent. So, just be careful. If we put Australia on top of you, you'll sink. There you go. Have I put you guys in your place? I hope so. The numbers have dropped. No, they haven't. They've been steady. So there we go. Some of the ships I wouldn't mind. Well, we actually tried to take a look at going on to the Resilient Lady. There was a promotion being done here that the Resilient Lady would allow people to come up on board for a meal, and spend some time there just to have a look-see at the ship. And it would cost $99 a person to come on board. Hey, you know what? We wanted to do that. It was fully booked. We could not get on there. And the next step was if we wanted to look at doing a cruise from Melbourne down to Tassie on the Resilient Lady, it's a 3-night cruise. Cost per person, $1,000. It's a bit of an expensive cruise for us right now. But it would have been good. Would have been great content. Jonesy says that he does have some good Tassie videos on his channel, and I can agree with him. There are some beautiful. He's got some amazing videos about Tassie, round about where he lives and other places surrounding where he lives, and they are absolutely exquisite videos. So, folks, my opinion, my suggestion: check them out, have a look. You never know, you might like what you see. Anyway, folks, we're coming in almost to the top of the hour. I'm going to jump off the chat now. I'm going to wish you guys, for those of you across the pond, a fantastic hump day. For those of you on our side of the pond, hope your day was great. And please have an awesome evening. We will be back on Friday night for those across the pond. Saturday, Arvo, for those that are on this side of the pond. For those that side of the pond, it'll be 10 p.m. Friday night. For those this side of the pond, we're on for 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. We look forward to catching up with you guys. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. And you know what? Stay safe, enjoy the day, and just enjoy each other's company. Take care, and we'll catch you later. Have fun.